Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. I have to tell you guys to start off this reading that I have been feeling a lot of really powerful energy coming through, particularly this weekend and building up to the reading today. I also feel aware that some of this energy is actually coming because many of you have been sending very strong intentions to this reading video, even prior to when it is now being recorded, because of course, time doesn't exist at the level of energy. So whenever you transmit your energy to something, past, present, or future, you essentially become quantum entangled with that thing and you begin influencing each other. And I feel as though that's been happening with this reading. So take that as you will. I feel as though for many of you, something may have happened, particularly in the last few days, that caused you to transmit a different kind of energy to the reading and kind of contribute to or co-create the messages that are about to come through. So as always, thank you to all of you who are here, who are present, who are co-creators here on the channel. If you would like to contribute your energy in a stronger way to this reading and allow me to channel more specifically for you and your situation, be sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel, as these are forms of energy transference, and this allows me to better pick up on your specific frequency. Now, with that being said, I do channel many different people, situations, and connections throughout these readings, so always be sure to only take what feels right and aligned for you personally. Your intuition is really that guidance that is always active, always present within you. And it's my goal through these readings to reconnect you with what your intuition already knows, essentially. So right away, I saw the number 223. This is very interesting because this is one number off from being 222. So there's the energy of a near miss here, and I'm feeling chills already. So I feel a very powerful soul connection coming up right away in the reading. I got the letter J. This could be a letter initial in someone's name. Also the letters R, Y, and D for someone for some reason. So I will say that this near miss energy seems to be, well, this could take many different forms. For someone, I feel like this could be a person that you felt a really deep, intense connection with, but perhaps something just wasn't in alignment to make things come together in the physical at the time. So this could be like saying right person, wrong time, or like there was bad timing or something. Or just like, this is the energy of two people just like barely missing each other, or something just barely feeling out of alignment. Now, I'm getting that for others of you, this, for some reason, I keep hearing false twin flame situation. This will not be for everyone, but for someone listening, there may have been a person in your life that you thought might be a twin flame or a soulmate. And you may have been feeling recently as though the wool is being lifted over your eyes, as they say, or lifted off of your eyes. And you are beginning to see this person in a different kind of light. And you may no longer be sure if you were correct about the soul connection that you felt with them. Now, I have to say, I feel like I'm either speaking to two different groups of people here, or these might be two different people in your life. For most of you, I don't feel like these are the same person. So even if you resonate with both messages, I'm also getting it might not be and most likely isn't the same person. So for some of you, there could be one person in your life that I don't know why I'm getting this energy of like, you feel like you've been deceived or tricked, or like you were in a fog and not really clearly seeing the dynamic with this person. And again, you may have even thought there was a deeper soul connection here, but now things are I'm hearing they're looking messy for some reason. Take that as it resonates. I'm seeing red hair for someone. That might resonate for someone listening. But let's get a little more specific here. By the way, if these messages aren't connecting, don't worry. I feel that in this reading, many different people and energies are going to be coming through. So there may still be something for you later on in the reading. I also keep hearing the word freedom attached to your energy. Whoever you are listening, your freedom is meant to be your top priority at this time. I also feel as though I'm speaking to someone who may have lived a great deal of their life extremely restricted. Now, this energy of restriction can show up in many different forms. It could have been self-restriction, so maybe restricting yourself or limiting yourself in some way, being hard on yourself, judging yourself. But even if it was internal restriction, it was still learned either by a person around you growing up, by people around you generally, or by society's programming. I'm also getting that this person who's felt restricted, this may be a restricting relationship. So you may be coming out of a relationship dynamic that was very heavy or very toxic. This could be a community you were in, a certain religious institution you were involved with, a family member, a family dynamic. I don't know what this is, but I'm just getting the energy of someone, I'm hearing fighting tooth and nail to earn their freedom. And I'm getting this sense, so many chills right now, by the way, but for whoever I'm speaking to, and my eyes are starting to water because of the intensity of whatever you've gone through. You had to fight tooth and nail to earn the freedom that you now have. As a soul, I feel like you chose to take on extremely heavy, extremely restricting either belief systems, dynamics, maybe it was a culture, a religion, a family, whatever this was, something in your life. It's almost like it was designed to try and hold you down and make you forget who you are, so that through the process of remembering your power, remembering who you really are, and freeing yourself, you could be a light bearer and free so many others. And I now feel as if you are I'm getting literally like the intensity of this energy is like making my palms sweat a little bit. This is like such a fiery, intense kind of energy. And I feel like that's what you've been through. Like it's been extremely intense, like a trial by fire, so to speak, to become the person that you now are. But the phases of your life are now shifting. You are shifting into an era of freedom. So you have fought for this freedom, and most of these battles no one has seen. Most of these battles have been, I see someone lying in bed alone at night. They've been within you. They've been in your head. They've been with your own internal self-judgments or fears or mentalities within yourself that were holding you back. But you bravely fought these battles and won your freedom. Take this as it resonates. This may be walking away from a person, a society, a community, something in your life that was restricting you. This might be just an internal sense of freedom that you achieved within yourself. But again, I keep getting, it hasn't come easy. This is something you've earned. And in connection with that, this is something that what you've experienced, what you've gone through has left you with a sense that very few people genuinely connect with you and understand you. I'm hearing that you're coming up as like this wise sage energy. And there's something about your eyes, by the way, that I'm hearing they're magical. They really stand out. They're almost hypnotic to other people. I'm hearing also that people who are in alignment with you energetically can't stop looking at you, like they are just drawn to you, they are magnetized to you. Whereas people who are very out of sync with your frequency, it's almost like you're invisible to them. This might be confusing to you at times. This is also a symptom of you shifting into these higher dimensions, so to speak, in these higher vibrational realities. Whoa, I just got a really strong download for someone. For whoever I'm speaking to, you might walk around feeling as though almost like most people seem to not really like notice you or recognize you, or like you feel almost like you're invisible at times. And this might be very uncomfortable, but the people that do take notice of you, it's almost like you have... This is going to sound so strange. I don't know who you are, but you know what I'm talking about. Like I'm seeing someone even just at like a grocery store, and most people might not even notice you at all. It's like you're invisible. They might not communicate with you, look at you, speak to you, almost like you're looking at them through a glass wall, and like you can see them, but they're in a different portion of reality. Whereas sometimes you will, in this kind of experience of life, encounter people, even strangers, who just instantaneously and deeply connect to you. I almost wanted to say latch on to you. It's like they see you and immediately recognize your energy, your vibration. They might smile at you. They might just walk up to you, strike up a conversation with you. They might be people that just keep like staring at you and you don't know why. You might feel like they're familiar somehow. Again, this could be in mere passing with strangers. And the reason for these very opposite reactions that people are having to you at this time is symptomatic of major shifts and upgrades that you've made within yourself. Because you have radically leveled up your vibration, and it's come through those battles you fought internally. That freedom you've achieved within yourself is now beginning to reflect in how you interact with your physical world and environment and people in those environments. It's almost as though because of how you've leveled up your frequency, there aren't many people who are on this level who are capable of connecting with you from this higher vibrational plane of existence. But those that are at your frequency, who are able to connect with you at that level, are going to feel extremely connected to you, if this makes sense. I know this is such an odd message to be coming through in the middle of one of these readings. It's not even where the reading started, and we are going to get back to those connections that came up. But I just feel as though for someone listening, this is really going to resonate. So I'm reshuffling the cards here, and let's get back to a few people that I feel are those having very strong reactions to you, who very much have felt drawn to you. One of them, again, may be a situation where you thought it was a soul connection or a twin flame, but now this person is feeling like, for example, if you thought they were a twin flame, you now might be thinking, is this a false twin? There is an air of confusion around this person or connection. You're feeling confused. I feel like this might just be for a small specific group of people, but this message is so important if it is for you. This person that you're feeling confused about, you might be judging yourself for feeling confused because there may be nothing that's really changed in the physical. But there is this sense like a fog is being lifted, or like your eyes are being opened in some way, psychically or energetically. I'm hearing you are seeing this person's true nature and aspects of themselves that you may not have seen in the past. You feel, it's almost that feeling of like, how did I miss this? Or how did I not see this about this person? There's also a faint sense of betrayal here. You may actually feel as though this person has betrayed you in some way, or you have this vague sense that something is off here. Again, I don't know really how to describe this energy. I'm going to pull some tarot cards and we'll do our best to read into the details of this. But it's almost like you have a sense as though you might feel attacked by this person. This could be platonic, this could be romantic, but this has the sense of a lot being downloaded through your intuition that is confusing you. Because again, things might not look different in the physical, but with the Six of Wands reversed and the Tower reversed, this feels like someone who is avoiding something, avoiding possibly a major shadow within themselves. If this is a platonic situation, this may be a friend who tends to project a lot onto you, or tries to give you a lot of advice, but they are actually avoiding facing their own shadow. So it might lead to this frustration where you feel like this person is unhappy with themselves or their life. So it's like they're fixating on you and pointing out to you these things that they think you should fix or change. It's almost like they're nitpicking at you. It's like the energy, but they aren't being self-analyzing. It's like they're not going within themselves, focusing on themselves. This is someone who is very afraid to just be alone with themselves. They might need constant stimulation from the external physical world because they are afraid to sit and to be alone and to really connect with their true inner self. I'm just seeing there's a huge disconnect between their physical conscious self and their inner world. And for you, it's actually very much the opposite. You are someone who is profoundly and deeply connected to your own inner self, your inner world. And you actually at times might feel frustration with this person or others in your life because you realize that you've been giving some of that power away, that you've been not accepting yourself as this very wise, intuitive being that you are. I just keep hearing your guides say, like, you know how to listen to your intuition. You know how to manage and to guide your life. And it's almost this, it's very simplistic, but it's almost this feeling of like not letting someone else control you or feel a sense of ownership over you or tell you what to do, because you know how to listen to yourself and you are much more intuitive than you sometimes give yourself credit for. This person I'm speaking about here, because they have such a disconnect between themselves and their inner world, they are actually very disconnected from their own sense of intuition, but they don't realize that. I just keep getting the feeling of like someone trying to fix something, but going about it in a way that is so contrary to their intuition that it's almost like they're just making it worse or making a mess of it. And then it's like creating this frustration. This could be a coworker for some of you. I feel like this is someone that you might regularly interact with and feel this frustration towards, but you may not have really understood where that frustration was coming from. And again, there's a reason for that. I feel like it's because you have almost like undermined your own true intuitive nature and your own power, and possibly even given away a little bit of that power to this person unwittingly, because I know this sounds strange, but it's like you've been so willing to take advice or guidance or to listen or to hear this person out when they are so disconnected from themselves. I just hear your guide saying like this person is just not at all on your level. And again, this could be romantic. This could be platonic. I also feel if this has a romantic undertone to it, if there's a romance here, This person is actually feeling very heartbroken over you. I'm hearing that this might be like a secret heartbreak. So for some of you, this actually might be someone that's a friend or a coworker who you suspect has had a crush on you or been romantically interested, but you may have written it off, or they may have never confessed those feelings. Or this could be a romantic person from your past or present, but they're actually subconsciously sensing that you have really leveled up, and it's almost like they're trying to cling on to you here. Like we said earlier in the reading, when people recognize your frequency, your energy, they do tend to want to latch onto you. And for some of you, if you've considered yourself to be a bit introverted, it may actually be because it's like people might assume that, I don't know who I'm speaking to here. You can let me know in the comments, but I'm getting a name with a CAR, some of those letter initials potentially for someone. So you might feel like you're introverted and judge yourself at times for wanting to be alone a lot or being what other people might perceive as socially isolated. People around you might even judge you and think that you're awkward or that you just don't socialize much. Some people might even think that you don't make friends easily, but this actually is the opposite from true. This is one way, a major way that so many people misunderstand you, because you actually have the ability to connect so deeply with nearly anyone, and you are aware of this. So you have this awareness that when someone gets to know you, it's almost like they can't get enough of you. People tend to get easily addicted to your energy, either platonically or in some cases romantically as well. And because you have known this your entire life, that people sometimes get addicted to you, like latch onto you, you're very selective about who you consistently interact with for this reason. Because when someone does latch onto you in this way, it actually drains your energy as well, unless they are reciprocating with you energetically in a balanced way. And so you might tend to socially isolate at times simply as a form of protecting and preserving your own energy. Because when others latch onto you in this way, it does start to drain you, even when you're not physically around them. Because once someone energetically kind of like latches onto you, even when they're just thinking about you heavily, wondering about you, wanting to communicate with you, you can actually feel that pulling on your energy even while you're sleeping. It's like 24/7 subconsciously. Anyway, I feel like that will be something that resonates with some of you here. But again, this is someone who, if this has been romantic in any sense, they're actually feeling very heartbroken over you. And that actually might be why they are projecting this weird or confusing kind of energy. This is someone who might act like they're giving you advice or saying things to you because they're looking out for you or because it's for your own good or something, but they may not even realize they're actually looking out for themselves here. I don't want to say they're manipulating, because I don't feel that for some of them they might be manipulating, but I don't feel like it's necessarily intentional. But it's almost like they are living very unconsciously, very disconnected from themselves, and they see you outgrowing them or leveling up, and they're heartbroken over it, either on a platonic or romantic level. And so they might actually be like nitpicking on you or giving you advice or suggestions that don't feel in alignment for you, and that might be making you confused or making you second guess yourself. And the strongest energy coming through from your guides is the Queen of Cups upright, to remember that you are this regal queen energy. You are someone who has the ability to be very deeply connected with their own intuitive nature, and to make decisions from that intuitive place within themselves. And you're being asked to really deepen that sense of self-trust at this time. I know we've spent a lot of time on this particular subject, but this has been something that the guides really want to talk about. I actually wasn't even really expecting this to come up in the reading, but I also see with that Queen of Cups, someone here could be looking to you to be like a nurturer for them, to take care of them. I don't want to say like a mother energy, regardless of your gender. I feel like they see you as a very nurturing energy. And for some of them, it's almost like they're looking for someone to take care of them or to give to them. And they might be giving you advice from that place of kind of wanting you to, I just keep getting this sense of like ownership, like they want to hold you where they are, either consciously or subconsciously. And this is causing you to feel a bit conflicted. So listen to your intuition on this situation. I feel like it's been speaking to you through feelings, emotions, body sensations, and your guides are really training you into deeper trust of that intuitive guidance all the time. So let's get into this other person that was coming up in the beginning of the reading. I was getting two different energies. So what is this other energy that seems to be attached to our collective? This felt like possibly a romantic energy. What is this romantic energy coming up for the collective? Okay. So here we have the Two of Swords upright, and we also have Temperance in the reverse position. So someone might be feeling torn between two different pathways or two different things here, and as though they're being pressured to make some kind of choice or decision. This could be internal pressure or external pressure. This actually wasn't the energy I was even expecting to come out in the reading. As you can tell, the guides are very much directing the reading today. It's like when I go to ask about something, they're like, but wait, I have to talk about this decision that's being made. So someone here in a seemingly stuck place, feeling at a crossroads. This could be feeling stuck between two different life paths that you want to take, pursuing two different things. This could be two different potential love interests, relationships, places to live, whatever the case is. And again, there is this sense of either internally pressuring yourself to be decisive, to make a choice, or feeling some kind of external pressure here. What do the guides want you to know about this situation or decision, this stuck energy? Surrender, of course, with the Five of Swords upright. Yeah, I feel like this could represent like, it almost has the energy of like you're being bullied into making a choice or decision before you're ready, or internally you might be bullying or judging yourself for being in a place that feels stuck from a human perspective. All of this feels very 3D. But you've transcended so far beyond that. Like, this is why you are feeling stuck. It's because you've developed your third eye, your intuition, to the point where you are actually capable of sensing into all different timeline potentials, potential outcomes, potential realities, timeline trajectories. You are also capable of sensing when the energy is aligned on one of these pathways and when it is not. And so when you are feeling stuck, that is actually your guidance internally, keeping you at a stoplight to allow you to surrender into the perfect timing of the unfolding of the pathway that will be aligned for you when that light turns green. And when I talk about the red light and the green light, this is like your intuition telling you, stop, stay where you are. You are in the optimal place right now. And the green light, of course, is, okay, now it's time to move forward. And these red light, green light kind of signs are communicated to you through your intuitive guidance in the form of your feelings. So if something is giving you a very uneasy feeling or no path feels right, This may be because it's like that red light. You are exactly where you need to be at this moment in time. And when that light turns green, your intuition will let you know that it's time to move forward, because a path will light up for you that feels exciting and exhilarating and interesting and begins to pull you in that direction in a positive way. But whenever you're taking action from a place of pressuring yourself into it or allowing other people to pressure you, it's like you're being bullied into not listening to your own internal guidance. And that might lead to some of this frustration that's been coming up here. So the strongest word coming out here is surrender. Surrender to that deeper knowing within you. I very clearly heard you are on the right path. And that's been such a theme message coming up in so many recent readings. I do want to pull some energy oracle cards. What can I channel for our beautiful collective here on YouTube? Whenever you are forging a new pathway, breaking through limiting beliefs, helping the collective to transcend, you are inherently going to go through times where you yourself feel energetically overwhelmed or imbalanced, because you are creating things that have never been created before. You are going places others have never gone. This is also why, just like the saying goes about not asking people for directions that haven't been where you want to go, be very cautious about who you accept guidance or advice from at this time. And that's been a major theme through this particular reading, because people can only give you advice from their perspective, and many people have a much more 3D, lower vibrational vantage point than you have at this time. I'm also getting with Magician and the Mirror in the reverse position. This is my number 2 twin flame card in the deck. So someone here could be on a twin flame path of some sort. That might not be for everyone, but the fact this card is reversed also tells me that someone's been doing a lot of internal work when it comes to balancing your internal divine masculine and divine feminine energies. Now, of course, you may not have referred to this inner work in those specific terms, but this essentially means that you've been balancing your creative side and the side of you that is self-supporting, that believes in yourself, that has confidence in your dreams and ideas, and begins to formulate plans and create a structure around those passions and creativities that supports them and allows them to thrive and flourish. And I'm getting that this path of inner balancing that's been taking place within yourself has required you to radically release your human self's need for a plan. And I'm getting that aspect of yourself, what some of us might refer to as the ego, that's really just the natural human self that comes along with being incarnated on planet Earth at this time. That part of you at times might be kicking and screaming in a sense, like, I want to know exactly what the plan is, exactly how this is going to look, how or when it's going to play out. But lately, you've been really surrendering and leaning into that deeper knowing of your soul, that formless place within yourself that knows that you are aligning with truly beautiful, magical, high vibrational realities, some of which others have never even allowed themselves to visualize, let alone experienced before. So this reading has been extremely interesting. I did not expect it to go this direction at all. So I can tell you right away that in the extended version of this reading, we are definitely doing a deep dive into who and what is attached to you energetically, why these messages are coming up about being cautious of who you take advice from. That might have something to do with who is connected to your energy or who is sending you energy at this time. I also have to say, I keep seeing kind of on the periphery of my intuition throughout this reading that there are some very, very strong love connections. But when I say strong, I mean like people who really want to connect with you, either at a soul level, people you haven't met yet, whose souls really want the chance to meet you in this lifetime, or people that maybe you have met in the past that are wanting to re-enter your life. Either way, we're going to be reading deeply into that in the extended version of the reading on Patreon, as well as channeling any further messages that want to come through that reading. So if you are feeling guided to join our beautiful soul tribe on Patreon, the link to that is in the pinned comment and description box under the video. For now, I am going to close this reading with one final Rumi Oracle card. And the Rumi card today is from nothing to everything. So I am speaking to a soul who has gone through a major ego death in their life. I'm hearing you had to lose everything in order to gain everything. You are someone who knows what rock bottom feels like. You have fought those battles within yourself, but know that now you are coming into this very magical era of freedom and abundance. I keep hearing that verse in the Bible, and I don't remember exactly verbatim what the verse was, but essentially it is, what has a man if he gains the world and loses his soul? And it's almost like you are aware that most people in life will lose themselves in the process of trying to receive validation from others, whether that's in the form of some kind of material status or success or whatever it is. And I feel like you are one of the rare few who has had the courage to be possibly ridiculed by others, misunderstood by others, to be judged by others, in order to build yourself up from the ground up in a way that is incredibly and intricately aligned with your soul. And others who may have in the past judged you or not understood you are now beginning to, or very soon will, see you in this beautiful, magical era of abundance and a kind of success, however you define success, that's actually very aligned with your soul. But the reason this is happening for you is because you've had the courage to release everything that was not aligned with who you are at a deeper level, even things that were very, very difficult to release or to surrender. And it is so beautiful to be one like you, who has the bravery to continuously shed layers and versions of themselves that are not in alignment with this truest, most expanded version of their soul. So if that is you, thank you for coming to the channel today and sharing your truly beautiful essence with this whole community. You have an uplifting presence here and in every room you enter. So I'm just going to read one final Rumi message here. And this says, "Oh, my friend, if you are longing to be written on, become a blank page." You guys are going to love the first line from this Rumi guidebook that I'm about to read, because I just glanced ahead and it is exactly in alignment with everything we were just talking about. Have you been shedding your skins, your layers, your certainties? Gone are fixed identities and definite opinions. Keep casting those shackles aside, even if you fear you are releasing too much, and then perhaps you shall cease to exist. You shall only cease to exist as you have known yourself to be thus far. Another emanation of you awaits, O blazing angel. Something more beautiful and true. Yet here you are at the pruning stage, like a gardener for the soul. Shall the garden spring back to life? Or will the enthusiastic denuding process be rather too much and unintentionally kill off the garden altogether? Fear not, your soul is made of hardy stuff. It can handle a lot of calling and will shine even brighter for it. There is a greater story to be impressed upon your essence than the one you are currently dreaming up. There are moments on the path of love that seem to focus on letting go of identities, of knowledge and certainty, of opinion, and even attempts at control. When we are asked to dispense with our story, the interpretations we have given to our life experience over the years, we may not hear the request at first. We may vaguely note it, but not recognize the great divine source asking this of us. And so we do not give such an inclination due accord. We may persist with spinning our own tales instead. Oh, our mind may fancy itself to be a great wrangler of the word, impressed with its own judgments and declarations, yet in the light of comparison with the divine tale for our soul, all our fancies shall pass away, revealed as so very frail, like clouds dissipating in the sky. Perhaps we are graced with the realization there is so much more. This oracle comes with guidance for you. You are being asked to let go, to receive, to become empty, to be filled. The human experience of this paradox is that you may feel you are giving up hope, but all that is dying is your attachment and opinion about how it must be. This needs to happen so you can stop dreaming and start living it. This is what is happening for you now. Do not fear any part of your process. Embrace it without expectation, with trust in your heart that the divine is simply guiding you from fantasy into fulfillment. I know that I don't usually read that long from the guidebook, but it felt so essential to so many of us on this current path in our soul's evolution at this time. So, wow, a huge, huge thank you to all of you who have been co-creating this reading today. I see and sense all of you, even though we might not be connected physically. We are all very quantum connected in this collective web of consciousness with each other. I truly believe that we are soul family reconnecting here through the channel. So again, if you do want to continue now with me over on Patreon, the link to that will be in the pinned comment and description box under the video. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much love as always. Take care. Have a really wonderful start to your week. And I will connect with you here again in Wednesday's reading.